So sometimes we say we froze or we shut down, right? Under fight or flight, you can consider fight or flight like your action mode. I feel so unsafe, I feel so threatened. It does not have to be a real threat. As long as you experience it and you feel that way, it's real, right? And that's what's dictating your nervous system. So that's action mode. I have to do something. Dismissive avoidant, I'm going to avoid or I'm going to defend, right? So that's action. Doing things is fight or flight. Shut down or freeze, depending on what you want to call it, is I feel so unsafe I can't do anything. I'm immobilized.
Is that like the nervous breakdown?
Would you be manic depressive?
There's certain, so like you can be in the middle of any of them. Like you can be moving through. Anytime you're in a room, in a space with someone else, your nervous system is engaged with that person's nervous system, right? So when we get triggered, some people are overstimulated. When there's our large crowds of people, I feel unsafe because there's too many people. Some people, when they come in the door, they looking for the exits immediately. How I get out of here? There's too many people. And that's their constant state of being every time they go somewhere.
So it have you to the point where you will remove yourself, because that's how I am. If I'm uncomfortable and I can't control the environment, so I'm gonna control myself.
It's helpful, right? But then where does it become unhelpful? And I think that was the question that you asked her. So in general terms, I'm going to give you like my personal working definition of mental health. Mental health is, at one point in my life, I needed a particular set of coping skills in order to survive, right? That is adaptive, that is helpful. You can thank yourself for being able to adapt to a situation or situations that you should not have been in or should not have had experienced it, and that is helpful. It becomes a mental health problem when you are no longer in that situation and you continue to use those same skills to survive. So let's say I work at a car dealership, right? And my job is to remove the tires, right? Beep, beep. And the whole time I've been at this car dealership, my boss been telling me, you take a sledgehammer, you knock the tires off. And I'm strong, I'm slow. I can take a sledgehammer and knock the tires off. Then one day the company get bought out. And somebody come through and say, here go a jack, we gonna hoist the car up on this. My immediate reaction as soon as I go to do my job is, where my axe? I don't know how to use no jack. Like, it's so uncomfortable because every day, for 8 hours, every day, Monday through Friday, I've been doing the same thing. That's no longer helping me. I can thank previous versions of myself for being able to get the tire off with a sledgehammer, right? But I don't need that anymore. So what else is in my tool belt? I don't got nothing else in my tool belt. We going to therapy to find tools. We going to therapy to see what fits this. Maybe I really don't work in this car dealership no more. It ain't for me. Maybe I don't want to be here. They got a jack, but I still don't like it. You know, so you're going to like reassess things.
Can I should have said this. So that's traumatic event number one. In 2009, my son was falsely arrested and accused of assault and battery. And a 9-second incident took us 4 years to clear his name. That was that moment of survival. Totally out of control. We had no control over the situation. But failure was not an option. And the only reason I say that is because when I really, really saw the video and the footage, I'm like, Lord, you got to come in here and fix this, because this is clearly a setup. So again, there I go again, that protective mode. Like, I got to go get this.
How to recognize when you're in fight or flight. I'm not saying it's good or bad.
That's exactly what they said my son did in the incident, fight or flight. So how do you
But you just said, I'll stay ready. This is our language, and I would say this is my biased opinion. I think that many therapists from different backgrounds can help someone, but I think this is my biased opinion. The best person or therapist for Black people is a Black therapist. Because the language that we use, our culture helps us to like map the clinical things. So I can know when you say, I stay ready so I don't have to get ready, we live in fight or flight, right? That's how we talk about it, right? One time I seen like a post on social media, it was like, who is we is how Black people set boundaries. Yes, absolutely. Who is we? Where are we finna go? Who is we? Yes, the boundary is right there. Right? So you need that language. You need to know that otherwise you're spending all your energy educating your therapist about